Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is cryptocurrency, guys. Testing out a new headphones with a mic on it, so hopefully it's not too loud. Please comment in the comments below if it is not working properly, if you can't hear. I tested like 3 times, so hopefully everything is all good. So guys, I'm coming to you with which is part 2 of the last video, which is Ripple, XRP, the XRP currency. Can you become a millionaire with Ripple? Very interesting subject and topic, and I've been really looking into Ripple the last few days, really doing my due diligence into the company, this Brad dude, and what the plans and stuff that they have going forward. Because in the end, guys, as you guys probably know, I'm a retail investor. I'm in this thing to make money. I don't have ties to any one particular crypto. I'm here to level up the lifestyle of my family, and with being able to do that, being able to help others as well, right? Because once you get some stuff, you can give some stuff, right? So that type of deal. So obviously not only to just my church, but other things as well. And so that's why I'm in this game. I did change my role a little bit in that I am into doing day trading now, not the minute by minute day trading or the hour by hour day trading or anything like that, but once or twice, maybe 3 times at the most a day, trading with Bitcoin. That has been very, very nice, and I'll talk to you guys more about that on another video. But XRP, guys, let's talk about that for a second. So here's the interesting thing. First, I'm gonna talk about this here. This is an interesting thing. So a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space coming in, new retail investors, they really don't know where to go. Where should I put, my hard-earned dollars, my hard-earned $200, my hard-earned $500, my hard-earned $1,000. Some of you guys are coming into this space and you're emptying out, the fiat currency 401ks or the TSPs, and you don't really know what space, which cryptocurrency to begin with. And although I'm going to talk about Ripple, I will say that, what I have found for me and what I'm doing, and I'm certainly not giving you financial advice, I'm saying what it is that I am doing, is I am spreading my $1,000 out to 10 things or 5 things that, probably best at 5 things. That's what I've been doing, I personally do $200 a pop. I go to the top 10, then I go to the next 10, and then I wash and rinse and repeat. That's what I do. And so this way I am not over owned on one thing or under owned on another thing. One of the biggest challenges in this space right now for new people who, and let's just face it, most people are not financially experienced enough in any kind of investment space to how to do it properly, and so what I found to be a smart way is to take advantage of this asymmetric investing that we can all do, which is essentially being able to invest small amounts of money, $200 to $400, or if you're a bigger player, as my boy Big T says, $500 to $1,000, and spread that out over each play. So if you're considered a small investor, $200 Bitcoin, $200 Ethereum. That's what I do. $200 Bitcoin, $200 Ethereum, $200 the top 10, 200, 200. And then the next time I have $1,000, the next time I have $500, the next time I have $200, I just go from 11 to 20. If you understand what I mean. And so if I took 20 cryptocurrencies, I check the box once I've got 200 on each one. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. Then, I wash, rinse, and repeat again. Next time I got some funds, 200, at the top, 200 number 2, 200 number 3, 200 number 4. You understand what I'm saying? I don't include Tether, and that's how I kind of do things. For example, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap real quick, guys. Just going to show you, right? So here's the top 10. For me, what I did is, 200, 400, 500, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, evenly spread out got a box for each one. 200, check, check, check. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, check. Bitcoin Coin, check. EOS, check. Down to 20. The idea is, for me is I wanted to kind of get into the top 20, and the reason why it's 21 here is because got Binance Coin, not interested, got Tether, not necessarily interested, and just kind of worked up to that. I followed, this and kind of something that I saw that a huge major hedge fund was doing in their top 10. I mimicked their top 10 and then added to it. And so once I got all the boxes checked for 20 at 200, then I go again and start at the top, $400, which means essentially another 2, right? So check that box, 400 there, 400 there, 400 there, 400 there, 400 there, go all the way down to top 20. You understand what I'm saying? Then when you get to 600, again, the same thing, check the boxes. So again, the idea is not to be over-owned $10,000 in XRP and then not have 0 Bitcoin, 0 Ethereum, 0 Bitcoin Cash, 0 EOS, 0 Stellar. You see what I'm saying? You want to, me personally, I wanted to avoid being over-owned on one thing and then, sitting and hoping and watching and praying that the one thing became the one thing, if that makes sense. And so that's where we are there. But let's talk about this thing that is XRP. And again, a lot of people don't know where to kind of go. So that advice is just kind of a, something that we did to not have to overthink, right? Not to have to overthink something. You know what I mean? Not to have to, spend months researching one thing because, oh my God, I'm putting my life savings, $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand into this one thing. And so, in addition to that, it helps get rid of the emotional, what is the word I want? The emotional hold that you'll have. You're clinging to it because you just have the one thing. So let's talk about this thing that is XRP. Interesting thing here. So reading this article, it says Ripple, NASDAQ, and ICE get invited by a U.S. congressman for ICO regulation discussion. And I'm not going to read too much into this article. I'm not going to read the article too much, but I just think it's interesting that, you got some people that are at Bitcoin, right? Right. I mean, there's some people there. There's some devs there. You got some people that are at Ethereum, right? You got some devs. You got Vitalik, right? You got some people that are with EOS, right? You got the Dan Lermer. He's a smart, brilliant guy. He's got some people at Cardano with Hoskinson, right? You guys get where I'm going? You got these guys, right? You got the guys at Stellar. You got the Litecoin guy out there. You got the Cardano guy out there. Hoskinson, I believe his name, right? Why the Ripple guy? Why the XRP guy? For me, I have to ask that question. Why the Ripple guy? Why was he invited with the NASDAQ people? Why was he invited with the ICE, which is this exchange that's one of the largest exchanges in the world, owns like 23 or 24 exchanges, owns the New York Stock Exchange? Why is the Ripple guy invited in with these guys? You see what I'm saying? So for me, as a retail investor, I think, these people, congressmen people, ICO regulation discussion people, think this guy at Ripple is pretty smart. Knows a little bit about a little bit, right? As I like to say. So he knows some things. It's the reason why he gets involved. And I'm not going to read it, but I just think that it's important to look at that when you're looking to get into this space. The key players. The congressman had reportedly invited 32 leaders from the cryptocurrency space, 32, and otherwise. The key players invited include NASDAQ, the ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, Kraken, Ripple, which is another major exchange, Ripple, the CEO of Ripple, Harbor, the CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Group, huge, people from Circle, Coin Central, and Union Square Ventures, right? Capital Venture, that's a venture company, right? They're just, right? Again, why is the guy from Ripple being invited into that, right? And so they obviously think that he's smart. They obviously think that the things that he's doing and in the marketplace are good things, are brilliant things, are smart things. You get that? And so when this guy is the CEO of the Ripple, and then they got their currency, this XRP, and again, you hear this guy making all these major moves, like major moves, right? For me as a retail investor, I just think, okay. And then I go over here to CoinMarketCap, for example, and I'm looking into the cryptocurrency space, and you know, out of the top 5, there's one thing under $1. Out of the top 5, again, is you know, as the bank teller looking to get involved in cryptocurrency. You see what I'm saying? The bank teller making $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? There it is, right there. Out of the top 5. Now, if you go to the top 10, there's 2. You don't count Tether. Tether's always right where it is. Out of the top 10, there's 2. There's Stellar, and then there's XRP. And then you kind of make your own decisions. But again, if you take the advice that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it'll make it a lot easier for you. You know, when you're making the decision, how do I get involved in this cryptocurrency space, and where do I start, and how do I get in, that type of thing. But anyway, so just wanted to kind of give you that heads up on that, right? I mean, for me, that's clear. You know, this invitation to this for me, as a retail investor, as a guy who's looking to level up the lifestyle of my family, that's a clear indication for me. For me, the risk is, the reward is infinitely worth the risk. I mean, it's not even in comparison at 30 cents, 32 cents. You know, one time it was just 25 cents. You know, this type of deal. So anyway, just to kind of, you know, put that out there. So anyway, so can you get rich or become a millionaire with Ripple, with XRP, holding XRP? And so I'm going to read an interesting story to you guys, and then I'm going to end the video, because this is kind of part 2 from the last video that I did. But I just wanted to kind of point out to you what's going on with the CEO. So where am I here? Here it is. It says here, Bitcoin and XRP, how this Indian government employee made over $150,000 from $7,000 investment, right? The human interest story related to cryptocurrency and the meteoric rise have faded over time. This is a story of stupidity, love, and money. A story that has been hidden for many months, fearing the government's wrath, right? Yeah, right. Especially after India's stance against cryptocurrency, even though that is now changed. During early February, AMB Crypto had written an article trying to investigate the possible reasons for the cryptocurrency crash. And although that article covered many quotes, one story of Mr. Subhash Gakwad, the name is changed at the request of the interviewee, from Borivali Valley, Mumbai, don't know where that is, had been hidden until now because of his fear of losing all his money because of government scrutiny, right? That's the interesting thing. Mr. Subhash works as a local pilot for the Indian Railways in Mumbai. The 37-year-old father of 2 stays in Borivali, Mumbai with his wife, 2 children, older brother and his wife, and Subhash's mother, who had been bedridden for the past 3 years. The entire household earns about $1,500 a month. The entire household, which they pay off 2 loans, feed the house, pay for their children's tuition, and save enough money to watch 2 Bollywood movies in a month. In February of 2017, Subhash, to get out of his financial difficulties, started exploring investment and money-making options. He heard about Bitcoin from his 24-year-old relative who was pursuing his engineering degree. He told him about how Bitcoin was on the precipice of taking a huge jump and how he should get in on this Bitcoin fad right now. Sabas did not believe him, but just to make his young relative happy, he asked him if there was a cheaper cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. Not understanding the technology or how it functions, he invested in XRP through BTCX India, a website which is now defunct, provided the Indian retail market an XRP/RNP pair for investments. His initial skeptical investment of $150 at a price of 33 cents fetched him per RRP, 33 cents per RRP, which is currently at now, fetched him almost thrice his initial investment by May 7th. So February to May, right? February to May, 3 times his money. His belief in cryptocurrencies grew stronger and went on to invest 500,000 RS, which I'm guessing is rubles, which is 7,000 US, in various cryptos like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP. Sabas said in a shaky voice tells us, this was the most difficult decision I had made in my life. There are some moments in your life where your gut tells you do certain things. I just had a feeling about Bitcoin and Ripple in my bones. I knew that it was going to be big. I know this was stupid. You can quote this as Sabasi being stupid in the article, but I knew. I sold my wife's wedding jewelry. I'm not telling you to do this, guys. I'm just reading this article. I sold my wife's wedding jewelry, secretly sold my sister-in-law's jewelry, and took out all the money from our life's savings to invest in this. If I could sell something else, I would have. Sabas' stupid and rather irrational decision fetched him a more than 18 times return by the time he cashed out in December of 2017 and January of 2018. The rapid rise in XRP prices in the early part of January this year, combined with Bitcoin's monumental growth in December last year, earned him 1,780,000 rupees, which was 150,000 USD. He says, I maybe should have cashed out everything. He didn't even cash out everything. He cashed out 80% of my portfolio, he says. 80% of my portfolio is out. There is still that 20% investment, which is currently there. I am not at a loss. I'm just greedy now. So we'll hold on. So guys, there's what you think. That is kind of the thing that can happen for the average, again, and I think the thing that's very, very interesting to point out here is this guy said he knew nothing about Bitcoin and technology, right? He knew nothing about it. Now that's the good and the bad. And so a lot of times, my mentor in my businesses used to say to me, we own a hugely successful network marketing business and internet marketing business as well. And one of the things my mentor would say to me was, sometimes your greatest strength can be your greatest weaknesses. Sometimes your greatest success can be your greatest weaknesses. Now, in the cryptocurrency space, one of the greatest things that is awesome about the cryptocurrency space is you don't have to know much about it to make money. And also one of the greatest negatives or weaknesses, if you will, not negative, but weaknesses about the cryptocurrency space is you don't have to know much about it to make money, right? It's a strength and weaknesses thing. But this is a very, very interesting article, and I think it's a great story. And again, that's why I always say that, this is our time. This is, our time, the average Joe, average Jane's time to change, to level up the lifestyle of our family, to change our lives potentially forever. This is our chance, and this is a great example of that. And so hopefully this guy spread his stuff out over over a few things, hopefully at least 10. Hopefully, I don't know, but hopefully he did. But that's just kind of an example. Here's what he says here. I do not understand this technology. And believe me when I say this, the people who are currently banning banks from entertaining crypto exchanges do not understand even the basics of crypto. Let me read that again, because this is it, right? Okay, what does this say? Let me read it. I want to make sure it makes sense. This is what Subash said. I do not understand this technology. Believe me when I say this. The people who are currently banning banks from entertaining crypto exchanges do not understand even the basics of crypto. If I rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10, these guys should be given... If I rate myself 1 on a scale of 1 to 10, these guys should be given a 2 or a 3. For them, anything that they don't understand is a Ponzi scheme. You get that? That's the biggest challenge. Is most people don't understand the space. But I applaud this guy because this is what he went on to do. Subash runs a small Facebook crypto community group dedicated to people who do not understand this technology. He also has multiple WhatsApp groups raised aimed to train and teach cryptocurrency trading. His favorite indicator is the Bollinger Band and aims to convert his $150K to $1 million by the end of 2019. And I believe wholeheartedly he is going to get there. But just think about that time frame, guys. 2 years. 2 years to have $1 million. Where else can that happen? Like, where else can that happen? And the biggest challenge that we have in the cryptocurrency space is educating the masses about what's going on. It's one of the reasons why I'm really dedicated to get more and more videos out, at least one video every single day. I'm really more and more dedicated about growing this channel, because in the end, you know, ignorance is the enemy. Ignorance is the enemy. You know, what you don't, right? You used to hear that saying, what you don't know won't hurt you. That's not true. What you don't know will hurt you. What you don't know will hurt your bank account, right? And so this is what, this is our goal. This is what, the good YouTubers' goal, is to kind of grow the space. And it's time for, the good YouTubers out there to amp up what they're doing. People like Mike Matthews, I applaud what he's doing. He's educating, the cryptocurrency, Mike Michaels. I said Mike Matthews. Mike Michaels is, definitely check out his channel if you haven't checked out his channel. It's leveling up the education in the space for cryptocurrency. That's the key. The key for us, the average Joe and the average Jane, to win, because what I say about old money, they don't want you to win. Old money doesn't want you to win. The old money doesn't want me to win. The way that we beat that is in our numbers. So we need more of the average Jane and Joe in the space. I'm making a special trip up to see my family to get them involved in the space, just to educate them, right? Because they don't even know how to do the Coinbase thing, right? Educate them, get them involved in the space, because the more people we have that are average Joe, the average everyday Jane or Joe in this space, the better off that we have a chance to win. What we don't want is only the ultra super rich to own cryptocurrencies. That's what we do not want to happen. We don't want that to happen, guys. And so it's up to you, it's up to me to get the word out. And if they won't listen to you, send them to my channel. If they won't listen to you, send them to the Modern Investor YouTube channel. If they won't listen to you, send them to Mike Michaels' YouTube channel. You understand what I'm saying? Because that just sometimes that third party, has a little bit more credibility, right? Because they know you as, the guy who works at the bank. They know you as the guy who's the UPS driver, right? They know you as, they know you as the guy that works in a pharmacy, right? What do you know about finances, right? And so do the third party thing. Say, listen, all right, get it. Look, just hop on YouTube, man. Check this out. Become more educated about what's really going on. Check out the potential, what's going on. Let me show you how to do it on YouTube, right? Right on their phone. Show them how to get to, how to subscribe to Crypto Siege. Show them how to subscribe to the Modern Investor. Show them how to subscribe to Mike Michaels, right? Just, you see what I'm saying? Do those things. And we can grow our space and get more people like you and I involved in the space. Because the worst thing we want to happen again is to have the ultra super rich old money who is right now they're in, and they want to come in and take over. They're in it right now. Don't get me wrong. They're doing a lot of their trading, buying and selling on over the counter on OTCs, but they want to come in and they want to own this market. They want to take it all away from us. And so it's up for you and I to, It's up to you and I to get 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million people owning at least 0.01 worth of Bitcoin, right? That today, that's around $60 or $65. That's what we want. That's the goal. That's the game plan, and that's what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start something where I say, hey, if you own at least 0.01 worth of Bitcoin, comment on the channel and just comment. Don't say exactly all you own, but just comment 0.01 BTC. Would you guys do that for me? Would you do that as a favor to me? And I'm going to count, and I'm going to start counting up, and the goal is to get, to 100,000, start counting those up and give you a heads up on, and keep you updated on the progress as I do more and more of these videos, guys. So again, I'm going to end this video with this saying the same thing I always say. Old money doesn't want you to win. Old money doesn't want me to win. They would rather us to remain a cog in their wheel. You understand? That's what they want. Old money doesn't want us to win. This is our chance to win. The cryptocurrency space is our chance to win. For those of your dudes or your boys or your girls who don't understand, send them to the channels that I recommended. Send them to my channel so we can educate them on what's really, really going on. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? And if you are you turning on your boys? You turning on, your girls to what's going on? That's really the key. So here's the thing that I want to ask you. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sideline? This is what I do know. The battle for you, my friend, has already been fought, and the victory is yours. The question is, will you go get it? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Listen, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I do some more videos like that. Again, this is about us against them, and it's time for us to, take up the stance, take charge of where we want to go, and it all comes down to letting more and more people know what's going on in this space. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. The battle for you has already been fought, like I said. It's a matter of you. The victory is already yours. It's just a matter of you going out and getting it. I believe in you guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.